Daylight, my MVVs, welcome. The alleged lost scriptures of Ife, how Queen Naomi's name appeared in a 3,000-year-old manuscript, a discovery that has left everyone speechless, confused, and for supporters of other wives switching position, leaving Oloris in tears. Now, they say Olori Naomi's name has appeared once again in a 300-year manuscript. Look, listen. Last week, Yanifa got back into the palace of the Oni of Ife. And the reason why she came was to unravel several mysteries, things that have been happening in the palace, right now, as we speak today, in the palace of the Oni of Ife, there are too many questions unanswered. Like, nobody can answer some of the questions, okay? From the outside, we feel like, the problem emanated from the wives, like it's the beginning and the end. But there was something that brought about those women, being 6 of them inside the palace. And right now, being 6 of them, Oni of Ife, who married 6 women together from Cambridge University, from Oxford University, from all universities. Women who are, as in women with pedigree, women with everything. And if you agree with me, I don't know, it's up to you. Oni of Ife has eyes for good women, beautiful women. Though it is it is undeniable that Naomi is one of the most beautiful, the most pretty, as in the prettiest wife of the Oni of Ife. Yes, that stays that way for me, okay? But you say these other women that the Oni of Ife married. Me particularly, I do not think that there is any ugly woman around amongst them. They are all beautiful. They are all beautiful in their own way. All of them, they are beautiful. So apparently, Oni has eyes for good women. But the one thing that we do know that he doesn't like fat women. He doesn't like fat women. And he does not like, with due respect, when the bomb too set, to go just full everywhere, left, right, and center, the front over, they like those kind of things. Like, he just like them normal, fine, shapely. That's what he likes, okay? Now, how can you explain the fact that Oni of Ife went to marry all of these women, brought them into the palace, celebrated them? So many times we have heard him talk about these women, how they brought blessings and blah, 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 all. And he is like so tied up to Olori Naomi that it's almost as if he cannot breathe without that woman. He loves that woman so much. He loves Naomi more than anything. And how can you explain that? The return of Olori Naomi has been so difficult. How can you explain that? Every time they want to get to a place where you can record success, there is a problem. How can you explain some of the mysteries that are happening in the palace of the Oni of Ife? It was becoming too much, so they had to find a way to get Yanifa back to Nigeria. And Yanifa go back to Nigeria, as we are hearing. Since Yanifa got back to Nigeria, it's been revelation upon revelation. Yanifa told them that, look, we cannot solve the problem from right here. You must understand the history of the problem to be able to solve it. You must understand what you are up against to be able to solve it. Just doing rituals and cleansing and all of that, because one of the biggest challenges they have had is that over time they have done rituals, they have done cleansing. Is either Oni goes back to what they say he shouldn't do, or somebody is doing what they say they should not do. What is the problem? And now they had to be bringing historians and bringing what they call the storytellers, traditional storytellers. Now, oh no, I do know that there was one man a long time ago who mentioned this, and people did not take it serious, and it is coming up again. Queen Naomi's name appeared in a 3,000-year-old manuscript. Now, there was a prince. He was the only father of the king. And remember, those days, they were not doing these rolling houses. It was not the way it is right now, right? And because they never had this year or this time, it will go to this house. The next time, it will go to the other house and all of that, because they never had it. They had issues of continuous fighting. They were fighting and fighting. Those days, a king, an Ile-Ife king, if anything happens with an Ile-Ife king, the throne automatically goes to the son. And now there was an Ile-Ife king who had a son, his only son. And that son was betrothed to a girl at the time. And they said the son did not like the girl. The son was drawn to another girl who was an orphan at that time, 3,000 years ago. Hey, Jesus. And so, every time, the whole village, they did not like the fact that an elder had given the daughter's hand in marriage to a king's son. That is a prince. And a prince is saying he doesn't like the girl. The prince is going after a poor orphan. When the poor orphan goes to get water, the poor orphan at the time was living with the uncle. And the uncle of the orphan was a good man who did everything to protect the orphan. Now, when the uncle would tell the orphan, that's the girl, to stay away from the prince, the girl will cry and cry and cry and cry and refuse to eat. The uncle, the prince, will come and meet the uncle of the girl, of the orphan. The uncle will tell the prince to go away. Because of that, when the orphan goes to buy food in the market, they will not want to sell to her. If the orphan goes to join them to do the moonlight dance, they will not agree that the orphan should join them, because the other girl who is betrothed to the prince is from, a family with pedigree. They treated this orphan like this, and then the father, who happens to be the king, had already, told the girl, warned the girl that girl should never be seen with the son. So now the boy, that is the prince, will go inside the forest. They had a tree where they usually meet. Every time when the prince is going to farm, the prince will go and wait in that tree. And when the girl is going to farm, the girl will go and wait in that tree. That is the story that the storyteller told, though. Now, every time they could not stay in the village anymore, the boy was always in the farm. And the king was wondering, why are you you're working too hard? And the girl became such a hard worker, because the reason why she preferred to go to farm is because she knew that was where she was going to see the love of her life. They kept going to farm. And then one of those days, that tree is very, very far from the town, from their own village. The tree is at the boundary line between their village and the other village. Now they say when they met on a particular day, the other village, they were planning to have a fight with this other village where this king and this boy and this girl they are from. But because the prince is never in the village, she's always in the farm. The girl is never in the village, she's always in the farm. They both come back at night, then in the morning they are gone again. They did not hear that there was a problem and there is likely to be some kind of war, right? They went to that tree by the boundary line. Again, when they got to that tree, the other village, they were coming to attack. And when they got to the tree, the prince saw them first. And the prince carried the girlfriend and started running. They ran and ran and ran and ran and ran. These people were pursuing them. They went round and now came back to that tree because they were thinking that the people had gone ahead, thinking they had gone, because they got to one place, the prince hid with the girl and carried a stone and sand and through the other side. All the warlords, they ran that way thinking this girl and the prince, they've gone. I don't know if you understand me. The prince and the girl, they ran back to the tree, not knowing that one of the warlords has seen them, and the warlord followed them. When they got to that tree, that was when the warlord met them and finished both of them. But before they died, they held hand because it was, through knife and all of that. And they made a promise to themselves that they would leave, they would come back, and nothing in this world, not even war, will separate them again. And they say, the prince is Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunsi, and the orphan is Queen Naomi. They met again in this lifetime. Nothing in this world will ever, ever separate them. Nothing. That have they seen the candle that was lit? That the candle that those candles that are on have been on since 300 years, 3,000 years ago. That is it after 3,000 years ago or what? That it was the candle that was lit around where the villagers saw the prince and the orphan, and those candles are still on till today. They said that tree is the same tree. Hey. That the tree, why is it that the tree, the covenant, they went back? Why did they go back to the tree in the ancient forest to go and make that covenant? That they were led. That was the tree where they pied them. They say, the revelation in the palace, they say, Kabiyesi, everybody did not know. Like, mouth, like, cannot talk anymore. I'm going to bring you more update, though. You people should sit up. See, that is what we are hearing. I'm coming back. I appreciate you guys so much. Do not forget, these are all alleged, rumored, speculated information making the rounds on social media, unverified. I'm going to bring you more update. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.